Good evening. It's 5:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, June 26, 2019. Ooh, blowout. Blowout across the board. Blowout. Next stop for Bitcoin, 10, 11,000. Let's see what's going on in Litecoin. Ooh, blowout too. It's even worse. It's even worse for Litecoin because we haven't moved anywhere for 2 weeks and they blew it out. We're already in an oversold condition. Could you talk about manipulation? We've been oversold since the 23rd. Now it hit rock bottom. So maybe there's some profit taking going on. It looks like to me what they're doing is they're hedging Bitcoin against Litecoin. Um, you could I could tell you right now, when did this last go up? The 12th. Let's take a look. Well, look at that. Looky. When did Bitcoin really start going up? The 12th. Litecoin went before it, was pumped up, held in place. I know what they're doing. All right, I'll explain what I can see right here. Okay. It's always easy to see. Okay, you see, beats. You go back. When did they pump Litecoin up to? All the way up to the 12th. Kept it level. Okay. When they stopped pumping Litecoin, they started pumping Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin's done being pumped. They're taking profit. Now, what do you think is going to happen? Litecoin was put in a holding pattern. We couldn't figure out why Litecoin wasn't performing like the rest of the alts because it was purposely being held under the water by whoever's dumping now. You see? When they're done dumping, when Bitcoin starts to dump, Litecoin starts to go up. Because remember, last time, Litecoin went up, stopped, Bitcoin went up. They're going to hedge them against each other. That's my best guess what I could see because the time frames for Litecoin to stop increasing in value, it stops, it gets held for 14 days in a holding pattern. Then all of a sudden Bitcoin starts to go up. Now Bitcoin's gone down, Litecoin's gone down obviously. Litecoin's in an oversold position. It's been that way for the past 3 days. I suspect you're going to see Litecoin have a great price increase. I think this is Litecoin's next wave. It's not that there wasn't money to pump up Litecoin pace, but they were in here all out on Bitcoin. They went all out. What's the top we hit? Their trigger was 14,000. You see that? This is all a plan, dudes. I'm telling you. I don't know how low Bitcoin's gonna go, but don't try to catch a falling knife. Let it keep going down. We're not down all the way. Look, we got to get into an oversold position here. So keep holding on, people. Wait until that RSI drops down on the 4-hour to 30, then come in and buy. But don't touch it now. They already prepped Litecoin for the past 3 days. They got it at the bottom. I'm telling you, I think I know what they're up to, these guys. They're hedging Litecoin against Bitcoin. Litecoin goes all the way up, hits its top around the 12th. All of a sudden, it's in a holding position from the 12th of June. What happens on the 12th of June? Bitcoin starts to skyrocket. Now, Bitcoin's going down. Litecoin's in an oversold position. The price has been brought down. Watch what happens. I think we're going to see a nice record rise. So I could figure it out. I'm just going to see how long on average it takes to hit the high point. About 6 days from now, probably. Or faster, because that's a lot of Bitcoin money they threw in there. You see this? There's also another thing you noticed. I say they're going to keep it at 12,000, anywhere between 11.5 and 12.5. And then it'll be put on the back burner as they pump Litecoin. Whoever's doing this, they're going to pump Litecoin. Regardless if the other people come in after this dump and still make the price move up. These guys have a plan. Look at this. Woo! Look at that. Dumpity dump, dump, dump. And they're dumping Bitcoin. And if Litecoin's price starts to go up, then you're going to notice there's a correlation. Because right now, if you look, the RSIs are totally opposite from each other. They're on opposite ends of the spectrum. $12.5. Wow, look at that. What a recovery. Wow. You can't stop the honey badger, man. Woo! They like selling at 12,005. They let it go up a little, start dumping some more. Now look, Litecoin's going to go up. Let's see. Let's see what's happening in Litecoin. We're absolutely in oversold territory on Litecoin, and we just had a blowout on Bitcoin. I gotta say, to whoever's doing these trades, they're the master. My hat goes off to you, even though you're a manipulating son of a bitch. But hey, if you're gonna do something like that, you did it right, my friend. You did it right. So people, be on the lookout now. You're gonna see in the next couple of days a massive increase in the value of Litecoin. They were holding Litecoin underwater for 14 days. 14 days. Now it went under. It was already in a mildly oversold state. They floored it down. These guys planned this. If you notice, the last day that the last high in Litecoin, that occurred on the 12th of June. And then all of a sudden, it was in a holding pattern, and the Bitcoin pump began. Now the Bitcoin pump is over. Litecoin's in an oversold position. Now I expect us to start going up. It might not necessarily be the whole Bitcoin market that's doing it, but I do believe there's somebody in here who's taking profit that's going to do that. They specifically held the price of Litecoin down for these 14 days and have everything set up. Look at this. Already, it's already going up to 129. This Bitcoin money has to be going someplace that they took profit out of. Look at this. Fucking Bitcoin is so resilient, man. If you were smart enough to dump right over here and then buy back in, uh, and the best part of it, I wouldn't honestly know what to buy because look, the RSI. I'm like, I wouldn't buy it until it touched the 30. So I got to learn other markets. Of course, you're going to have people screaming, it's going to go down by 60%. Here it is. I told you. It was going to go down by 60%. Those guys are going to be running around like chickens with no head to them. Here it is to 60%. Would it go down? It's still up. To get this thing negative, you'd have to drop it below. You'd have to lose like $2,000. Now let's see if it goes up to 12,500. If it does take a dip again. I think he's got his program set up to sell off at 2,500, so he's trying to sell off at that price. Now let's see. It's up to 2,500. Let's see what happens to the sales. What a blowout, man. People taking profit. Woo! Now we got to hope, as I suspect, because the day Litecoin started going up is when they started pumping Bitcoin, the 12th of June. Okay? Let's go back on Bitcoin to the 12th of June. Remember, we were floating around 8,000 for quite a bit. And the 12th of June is when we actually broke out of that 8,000 area, you see? And started climbing. So I suspect that this is why Litecoin has been in this holding pattern for the past 2 weeks. And exactly when Bitcoin started going up, Litecoin has been in a holding pattern. So now let's see what happens to Litecoin after this big sell-off comes. Look at this. It hit 12,005. More sell-off. You see what's going on here? Who's ever selling off, they want to sell off around 12,005. So they're letting the market recover, and then they start selling off again. They're taking profit. Now look, 12,005. We'll let it go up. Keep an eye. When it hits 12,005 or above, they're going to probably start selling off again more. They're going to dump more coin. But they are dumping. So let's go over here. The price of Litecoin is going up. keep your eyes on what I suspect, because the exact day that Bitcoin broke out, that's when Litecoin stopped rising and it was held for 14 days. Now we see a major dump going on in Bitcoin. They dumped down that they were holding the price of Litecoin for the 14 days. Now they got a little dump. They got it all down to an oversold position. They got it at a nice low price. And now I think they're going to pump Litecoin. Look at the volume. I think Litecoin hasn't gone up like Bitcoin since the 12th. Litecoin went up before then, and as soon as Bitcoin started going up, they put the brakes on Litecoin and held it. Then they just dumped. It was victimized by the same dump that Bitcoin just had. And watch, I got a funny feeling they're hedging the two. If they are hedging the two, and they're out of sync, you see, look, we're at the bottom. They were just at the top, heading toward the bottom. Now I suspect we're going to start heading toward the top on Litecoin. And if that happens, you can keep riding the pump and dump of both of them if this trader intends to keep doing this. Now he's going to Bitcoin hit his projected mark, his projected high. He feels good at taking profit of $14,000, right? He's going to sell everything off. The market still might go higher, after this guy sells off. He's not the only trader. He's a big trader. That much, anybody could bring down the price of Bitcoin $2,000 is a big trader. So if he capped again. He capped Litecoin when they were working on the Bitcoin market. He held it in place after he drove it up. He held it for 14 days, down to this big dump that we got today. Now he's going to dump out the Bitcoin, and then he's going to go into his alt Litecoin. Now he'll let the price go back to 12,500, a little above, and then he'll commence dumping some more. He's taking profit. I don't know how long this is going to take. At least he's being considerate. He's not nailing the market down to the bottom on both of them. And I think the reason why he's doing that is that you're going to see Bitcoin's price held for 2 weeks now. Watch. We might get a 2-week cycle out of this, people, because that's what it took last time, 14 days. This guy might be riding this price up in a 2-week cycle. You just got to be prepared for it. Now I think I understand why Litecoin was being held, and it was just not following the rest of the coin, because whoever's holding down the price was holding it down for a purpose. Now the purpose is he got it in an oversold position and he's dumping his Bitcoin, which is in an overbought condition, right? He's going to bring it down, probably down to the 50. He might go and then over the course of 14 days, get it down to the 30, right? And during those days, Litecoin's going to explode. It's going to go up to a ridiculous amount of money, right? Now look at the price of Litecoin. Who's buying it? This isn't the end. This isn't the end for Litecoin. I think it's just the beginning. Now you're going to see nothing but green in Litecoin now. If this is correct, you can follow these two RSIs. When one's coming down, expect one to go up. This one's at the bottom, this one's at the top. Usually they're both in sync, but it looks like somebody is doing something here. They're hedging one against the other. All right, people. Good luck. I think this is now Litecoin's turn.